Hi, this is Dan Hollings, and we are back with more Proven Product Partnering. Now, in today's session, we're going to go further into some of the how-to, because what you're learning to do here is to be an Amazon optimization consultant. Now, I know that's kind of a mouthful, and you can call yourself anything that you want, but in reality, what you're actually doing is helping others, be it a client or a partner, to optimize their Amazon selling experience. You're optimizing everything about the opportunity that you working with them can have together. So Amazon Optimization Consultant, that kind of covers it all. Now, I want you to remember that this course focuses on how and why to partner. It's not a how to source, how to list, rank, and sell product on Amazon. That's not what this course is about. However, you do need to have skills in order to pull off this partnership scenario. So I'm going to summarize some strategies, some concepts about selling on Amazon so that at least we are on a level playing field. And in fact, you may get a laugh out of this, but I call it my $5,000 training all on one page. So let's begin. If you would like to sell a product on Amazon, the first step is to find or source a good product. Seems obvious, but there are a lot of products out there that are not good. What I'm talking about is finding or sourcing a product that people are already seeking. They are already buying it. You're not trying to create some new thing that's so often left field that there's not an existing audience. The best products are products that people are already buying, or maybe you're improving upon something where people are already looking for it, searching for it, and they find it on Amazon. You're just throwing your product into the Amazon river, and the customers that they have, the millions of customers that Amazon have, they will see your product if you're able to bring it up the ranks so that it's found in search. Now, the next thing that you need to do is you optimize the product. And I'm talking about the branding of it, the creating an incredible, compelling label. The goal here is to beat out the existing competitors on Amazon. Do a better job. That's something that you can do, that you can help your client to do. The next step is you optimize the product detail page. Okay, you're going to find that some of the Amazon sellers that maybe you start working with, you take them on as a client, their Amazon product detail page, it's really not all that hot, and that may be one of their problems. And if they are not on Amazon when you partner or start consulting with them, then you're going to need to set this up from scratch. But the whole key here is to have an eye toward the features, benefits, also being able to create great images, and making sure that you've done the research and you've integrated all of the important keywords that will help your product to rank in Amazon search and will help people to find that product. The next step in selling on Amazon is your product launch. In other words, when you put this product up on Amazon for the first time, or if it's a product that you're revamping, maybe you pull it down for a little while and then you put it back up and relaunch it. Well, there's something that helps in this process, and I call it an Amazon product launch. But basically what you do is you pick 1 week, and in the course of that week, every single day, you want to have a good chunk of sales. Let's say, for example, you wanted to have 300 sales. You would want to break that up and maybe have 40 or 50 sales every day spaced out over the course of 5, 6, or 7 days. Okay? So the range that generally seems to work on Amazon would be somewhere between 20 sales a day to 100 sales a day. And by spacing this out over the course of a week, this will indeed help you to move up the ranks, because Amazon sees a pattern of good, solid daily sales. Now, in order to achieve this, you may use promo codes or discount your product if that's necessary, but you may also find that when you're working with clients, if they already have a fan base, a database, then you may not need to do that. We'll talk a little bit more about discounting in just a minute here. The next step in selling a product on Amazon is to continue to drive as much external traffic and customers to buy as you can. Now, you can do this through many different ways. Google, Facebook, YouTube campaigns. You can do social media. If your client has existing fan base or database or mailing list, you can do it that way. There are a lot of good coupon sites out there like Retail Me Not or coupons.com or Slick Deals. You can also do direct mail. Don't think that everything has to be online. There's a lot of opportunities to build your business and drive traffic by doing offline market as well. So don't overlook that. The next phase is to encourage your happy customers to give feedback and to write reviews. Now, don't confuse these two things because they are separate things, and you need to encourage your happy customers to do both. Feedback, often called seller feedback, that's basically when the customer first gets their package. Amazon asks for their feedback. They're wanting to know, how did this work out? I mean, do you think this was a good seller? Did the package arrive okay? Were you relatively pleased with that part of the experience? That's your seller feedback. That's something that is more private. Most of your general public, future customers will not see seller feedback. It is published on the Amazon site, but most general customers and general traffic on Amazon won't ever see that. The other side of the equation, equally important, is to have your happy customers write reviews. Now, the reviews indeed will be seen by future customers, and reviews help you to increase conversion rate. In other words, if future customers come to your Amazon product page and they see that past customers have ranked you high and written nice things about your product, then that is definitely going to help you to sell the future customer on your product. This is it, folks. This is really a $5,000 training all on one page. You source your product, find something that people are looking for. You optimize the brand and the label so that it's better than the competition. You optimize the product detail page so that it's focusing on the features and the benefits with good images and researched keywords. You launch your product by consolidating or compressing as many sales as you can on a daily basis over a period of a week's time. You continue to drive external traffic and customers from a variety of sources. The best of all is to have a fan base or a list or a database. And then you encourage your happy customers to give feedback and to write reviews. That's it. Now, the reason that it's important for me to paint this picture for you is because this is what you're going to be offering your client. All right? It's important for you to have this picture painted in your head because when you're talking to the client, they're going to want to know, what are you going to do for me? Well, this is it. Now, in a later session, I'm going to step you through a phone call or a meeting or a conversation with a potential client. And I'll tell you exactly what you need to say. It's very, very detailed. And also it helps to kind of lay the groundwork for your working agreement or your contract. We're going to go through all of that in great detail. But this one page, this $5,000 page, basically paints the picture in your mind so that you will be able to then share the concept with your future client. They will be impressed because everything is consolidated here. And if you pull this off, you will hit one home run after another on Amazon. I'm not saying it's a walk in the park. There's a lot of work here, but therein lies your opportunity. If your clients knew about this or could do it, they'd be doing it. They wouldn't need your help. But you have this specialized knowledge. You have the skill set to do it. And so that's why you're so valuable. Now, you're going to repeat this process with each product. This also is important, because when you bring on a new client, you need to stress that you're only going to focus on one product in the beginning. In other words, let's work together. Let's pick one product, preferably the best product that we can find, and let's go through that whole process together in partnership until we've brought the product to page 1 of some of the keyword search results, and we're getting sales. And then guess what? Then we can repeat with the next product. Now, if your client only has one product, or maybe and a lot of times one product's all that's needed, then fine. You will still be able to repeat this process, but you may just do it with the next client. So one way or the other, the way proven product partnering works is that you do this training, this $5,000 training, and you just repeat. You just repeat. Next product, next product, next product, next client, next client, next client. There's really no limit here, but just don't take on, more than you can handle all at one time. Don't try to do 10 products. Don't try to, take on, 5 clients all at the same time. That's critically important. The next thing that I'd like for you to be aware of really has to do with this consolidated week. It's a period of time where you're going to try to prove to Amazon that your product merits being ranked on the first page for the primary keywords that are associated with your product. Now, in order to prove to Amazon that your product deserves that ranking, you can't just blast 300 or 400 sales on a single day and think that that's going to do it. It won't work. Instead, you've got to spread this out over the course of a week. That shows consistency in sales over a period of time, and it has some merit to Amazon and their algorithms. So let's take, for example, and this is just an example, that we established a goal of 300 sales, and we wanted these to all occur within some selected week in the future. All right, now again, this is just a sample number. For a low competitive product, it may only take 100 sales spread over a week. If it's an extremely competitive product, it might take 500 or 1,000 products to be sold and consolidated within a week. And you'll have to take your best guess or educated estimate to figure out what this number would be, but you have to come up with a target. And what you can do, if you're not sure, is that you can go for one target, and if that doesn't push you all the way to page 1, you can run through this process again, and you'll likely get it there on the second time through. So it's kind of like doing 2 product launches, one after another. The first one is testing the water, and then once you get a feel for how much you move up the rank, you can immediately, or maybe within a week or 2, do it again, and lo and behold, that should work for you. Your goal is to get, in our example here, 300 sales in the period of time of a week, 6-7 days, and the reason is to help convince Amazon that you deserve to be ranked on the first page for some of your primary keyword terms. So how do you do this? You're going to take external traffic. Now, we talked about this on the last slide. External traffic could be paid traffic, like from a Google AdWords campaign or a Facebook campaign. It could be creative strategies or guerrilla marketing, through Facebook, social media, things of that nature. It can also be the best of all traffic, which would be your client's database, or their fan following, or their email list, or their influence and connections to others who have lists. That's the best, and that's really one of the primary reasons that you're looking for celebrity-type clients. But there's a lot of sources for this external traffic, and you're going to drive that where? Well, you might think you would drive it to Amazon, but that would be a mistake, and a lot of people make this mistake. Because if you just do a campaign, let's say your client has a pretty good sized mailing list. Maybe they have 50,000 people on their mailing list. If they were to just shoot an email out and offer the product, a lot of people would just head over to Amazon, and they're going to do one of 2 things. They're either going to look at it and say, I'm not interested, and leave, or else they're going to buy. Well, you might think that's good, but there's a lot of problems with that. If they go there and they don't buy, it will look bad in the algorithms at Amazon. In other words, it has to do with your conversion rate. I'll cover this in greater detail in 1 second. Okay, if they go there and buy, well, geez, you may get all of your sales on one day. If you're trying to get 300 sales and you do a mailing out to 50,000 people, and then on Monday 300 people buy, well, guess what? That doesn't prove anything to Amazon. Amazon will see that as kind of a fluke. It was a spike. And if you have 300 sales on Monday and you have no sales on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, or very few sales on those subsequent days, then Amazon thinks, well, that was a fluke. There's no reason to really move you up on first page just because you had one good day. So what you really need to do is to break this up over the period of a week. How do you do that? Well, one way is to create what I call a filter page. Now this is like a landing page or a squeeze page, only it has a little bit different purpose. The purpose of a filter page is to basically present your product. Maybe you might be giving a discount or a promo code, but the site's design is to filter traffic. If you have 3,000 people coming to your filter page, they will figure out whether they're interested or not based on what they see there. They never hit the Amazon page, so therefore Amazon doesn't know or even really care what's going on over on your filter page. So one thing that the filter page can do is reduce your tire kickers. If you were to have 300 people from your external traffic go to Amazon and 300 people bought, your conversion rate would be 100%. And Amazon would say, wow, this is incredible. Almost every single person that comes, they see it and they buy. What a great conversion rate. We're going to move you up the ranks as a result of this. That sounds pretty good, right? However, what if you sent 3,000 people to Amazon and the same number of purchases occurred, 300? Then Amazon would say, well, let's see here. We had 3,000 people come, 300 bought. That's only a 10% conversion rate. Not particularly exciting, and Amazon would therefore not move you up the ranks as much. It's all about conversion, and so you need to control that as much as possible when you do these product launch campaigns or any type of a promotion for an Amazon product. So a filter page really does serve its purpose. Basically, you could drive, let's say, 3,000 hits or people to that page and let them know what the product is, perhaps give them a coupon if they're interested, and then only the people that are interested will then move on to Amazon. So you get rid of the tire kickers. The second thing that this filter page does is it literally can help you with your promo code distribution. Now there are ways to set this up and do it manually. Later, in a later session, I'll show you some pre-built tools and systems that already take care of all of this for you. I don't want you to think that you necessarily have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. You can set this up in a very simple fashion. It could be a one-pager with an opt-in box. And when people get there, you tell them a little bit about your product, show them a picture on this filter page. If they're interested, they can stick in their email address, and then you can email them promo codes and do this manually without spending much or any money at all. The next thing is that the filter page will allow you to balance out the buyer flow. Again, we're trying to avoid having 300 buyers go over and all buy on Monday. So if you have 3,000 people come to your filter page, and let's say you're just using just a very simple opt-in box, people put in their email address, you could then say, hey, on Monday I'll send the promo code out to the first 50 people, and on Tuesday I'll send it out to the next 50 people, and on Wednesday I'll send it out to the next 50 people, and so forth, therefore allowing the filter page to disperse your buyers out across the week. It balances it out. So how does this look? Well, if we're trying to get 300 people to our Amazon page and we're trying to get rid of the tire kickers and balance this out, here's the way it could look. You send out 50 codes, or maybe it's 100 codes every single day. These are going out to people who have hit your filter page, right? And on Monday, let's say 40 of them take you up on the offer. And on Tuesday, 35 take you up on the offer. And 45 the next day, 50 on Thursday, 45 on Friday, 35 on Saturday, and then Sunday, 50. You've basically distributed your customers and your promo codes across the week. And now Amazon takes a look at this, and guess what? They will move you up the ranks. In fact, if you do a really good job, you may even become a bestseller by doing this. Because now Amazon looks at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They're seeing a trend here. You're not a flash in the pan product. You're a product that people are buying on a daily basis, and it's a long enough time to have an effect on Amazon's algorithm. Pretty interesting, right? Okay. The question then is, should you discount? If we're trying to drive external traffic to Amazon in a consolidated 6 or 7 day period, do you need to discount in order to have this happen? Well, the answer is, it depends. It depends on a lot of things. It can depend on the product, it can depend on the retail price, but the first and foremost thing it depends on is whether your traffic is warm traffic or cold traffic. Is it known traffic that's on a pre-existing list and the recipients know who's inviting them to buy? Or is it cold traffic, what I call stranger traffic? Because it's a lot harder to motivate cold traffic to purchase something than it is warm traffic. Now, you do have a big advantage, the fact that this product is selling on Amazon. At least the trust level is already pretty darn high. So whether it's warm or cold, people will trust that they can buy on Amazon and really receive the product and not have their credit card stolen and all of that. So there's a lot of good about it being on Amazon, but still there can be dramatic differences in your response rate based on whether it's warm or cold. Now, one of the reasons I just love working with clients is because sometimes the client has this built-in database, fans that will respond to emails and posts that they put out. Let's talk about just some benchmarks for discounts so that you can get a feel for what you might do when you're working on a campaign and working with a partner or a client. Okay, 30% is pretty darn compelling if it's a known audience that you're offering this to. So if your client has a database and you do a mailing out or a Facebook post or tweet or what have you, they'll likely respond. 30% is enough. That's compelling if it's a known audience. However, 50% is literally irresistible if it's a known audience. If your client will do a mailing out to their list and offer 50% off, it's really a win-win for everyone. Usually 50% will be a wash, a break even for the client, meaning they're not making any money, they're not losing any money, and it's such a great deal for the recipient, the people on their list, that it really is quite irresistible. So if your client will do 50% off, it's a lot easier to hit numbers. If you need to do 300 sales in a week, 50% would make a lot of sense because the upside of this is pretty strong. You're going to break even. It's kind of a wash on the selling of these products, but in exchange for doing it, you're going to move up the ranks at Amazon, and then Amazon will start to deliver full price retail customers because customers will be typing in keywords, they will find you on the first page of search results, and they will buy. That's the whole goal. That's the magic sauce, and that's what you're helping your client to do. Let's look at this further. If you're dealing with cold traffic, Somewhere between 70 up to 90% is a level that will pique their interest. In other words, if you do 30% off to cold traffic, you are not likely going to get enough sales to have the kinds of results that are needed from a consolidated week of daily sales. So you got to go higher. Now, this will cause you or your client to lose money because every time a product is sold, if they're selling it for 90% off, obviously there's a cost of the product. You're having to pay a percentage to Amazon and other expenses. So this is a loss. But still, it actually is worth it because of the fact you can move up the ranks, and that's what gets the gravy train going. Now, sometimes your clients don't have a built-in database. If you partner with a local merchant who's got a great product, then they've got a great product, but there's no built-in database. There's no fan base. There's no email list. So that's when these bigger discounts may come in and save the day. But this is a harder thing to pull off. You may need to take it even further. You can do a $1 sale, or 99% off, or you can even give away the product for free. And again, this is all done through coupon codes, or promo codes, as they're called on Amazon. $1, 99% off, or free is pretty compelling. The only thing that's not good about it is sometimes people see deals like this and they think, what's the catch? Now again, luckily, Amazon kind of saves the day here. Their reputation, the fact that people trust Amazon, will help to clear that up so that people won't think that you're just trying to get their credit card number or get them on an email list or something like that. So this does work. You would be able to get a good chunk of sales every day for a week by offering steep discounts. But it's done at a cost, but it balances out because you may get rank. Now, this doesn't always work. There are people out there, and I work with a lot of Amazon sellers, that tell me they've done campaigns where they moved a lot of product for $1 or 99% off or free, and at the end of the day, they didn't get that much rank out of it. Now, there's rumors going around that Amazon doesn't rank or give you as much rank juice if you discount the product really, really steep or if you give it away for free. And I'm not here really to definitively answer that question for you. I've had mixed results. There have been some products that I have discounted or given away for free, and no problem. It's ranked really well. Amazon treats these sales almost as if they were full price sales, and I get all the ranking juice. I get up on the first page and everything's great. There have been other products where I've tried the exact same strategy and moved 200, 300, 400 units at steep discounts and could not get it up on the first page. So a little bit of a mystery here. You can figure this out on your own or test it a little bit, but that's the environment that we're in. You can always test the free or the steep discount campaign on a limited number of products and then sit back and take a look and see if anything happens. And if you do see some pretty decent movement, then lo and behold, you could rev it up. Also, keep in mind that when you do a campaign like this, that you will see your bestsellers rate, your BSR, move up pretty rapidly. However, moving up in rank, the keyword search rank, can actually be delayed by sometimes up to a week. Well, we've covered a lot, an awful lot. And now we're going to shift gears in our next session and talk about the differences between being a consultant and working in a partnership. We're also going to talk about how to find clients, how to find partners, and how to find great products. All this and more in our next session. I'll see you there.